I gotta elevate. I've been praying to God for a better way. I concentrate on my goals and I meditate. Make sacrifices, put time and I dedicate. I gotta elevate. I'ma make sure that.
Hello guys, we're going to be doing a trade recap on this EURJPY sell based off the second agglomeration or the second cycle, and let's see how easy this trade was. Yeah, easy 200 pips. I did risk about 10 pips on this. That's a 1 to 20 on a single trade. So yeah, let's dive right into it and see how this trade came about. So the trade set in that daily time frame, of course. Now as you can see, our most recent area of liquidity that we did have was this area over here. This was our area of liquidity or our inside formation that we had before the shift. So the area we considered, and so we got the consequent time frame. That was the 1 hour time frame, and we would look for the first shift over here. We know the criteria while following this. So we realized that we didn't have a formation. Sorry, we did not have a formation in this price action over here. This was the area we had. We didn't have a formation in this area, or we didn't have an inside formation. So we would have this big leg here that would work as our outside formation, right? So what would wait for price to come into this area, then of course perform the shift once. This area has no inside formation or outside formation. So we very well know that after the shift, we'll be able to look for liquidity engineering. So price comes in here and then give us a proper shift yet, but then we realize that price then comes and gives us a market structure shift at this point. It's the highest point. So this is where our shift happened. And once again, the inside formation here had already been consumed. So now what we'll do is that we'll consider our liquidity engineering entirely based off our liquidity engineering. Sorry, based off liquidity consumption. So this is where our shift occurred from this area. And then this is our shift point. So what we'll do is we'll consider liquidity consumption within this leg. So when you look at liquidity consumption within that leg, and we're looking for liquidity engineering as well as considering liquidity consumption, we realize that in a 15-minute time frame we had no clear liquidity engineering, basically because we already have an inside formation here that price had already mitigated. As you can see over here, price came and mitigated it. So this area is invalid. So we just consider liquidity consumption when you're looking for liquidity engineering. So the 3-minute time frame is where I had my liquidity engineering for this trade. My clear liquidity engineering was on a 3-minute time frame. My unconsumed liquidity engineering. So as you can see in the 3-minute time frame, we did have liquidity engineering that looked kind of like inducive, but it was normal liquidity engineering. Some firms took it for inducive. Of course, you will still get tagged in, but then the best liquidity engineering that I considered was this. So this way I would have taken my trades, but then I happened to wait for further confirmation as well on this particular trade. So when price came and tagged me in, I took this trade in a 1-minute time frame over here, and I was basically just based on shift coordination on which I took my trade. I followed the shifts to get the confirmation. So now this is where price came and triggered me in, but I wanted proper confirmation simply because most of the rules we follow in the second cycle were not being met. So I was just considering options. If I had an inside formation or an outside formation that was very clear, I would have just taken the trend based on this. But then because I didn't have any of those, I had to go ahead and just consider liquidity consumption, which means even when price came in to tag me in, I had to wait for further confirmation. And my confirmation came based on the 1-minute time frame. So on the 1-minute time frame, after price tapped my entry point, I waited for a shift. Now I had a shift with an inside formation, but then I noticed a partial type of liquidity engineering that I cannot be able to reveal on this on the YouTube channel. But those in the mentorship, you do know what kind of liquidity engineering this is. And when you look at my entry, this was my entry, but my entry was 1.70, 0.77 was my actual entry. So this way I would take the trades from personally based off upon further confirmation. So this was basically just the rules I followed. And my stop loss, those who ask why my stop loss was solo, I did put above here on my entry as well. That's the trade I took and came me over 100 pips. So the initial setup I took about 10 pips. I had an initial setup of about 10 pips stop loss. When I had an execution upon further confirmation, I took a 6 pip stop loss, and this trade was able to go over 200 pips, though I took 200 because that's where the structure was as far as my take profit was concerned. So this was the trade, a very beautiful trade, a very easy trade based off the second cycle. So yeah, this was the trade. So I took about 200 pips because that's where my structure point was. or my structure low was. So yeah, that was it. Very, very simple trade, very, very nice trade. This was the structure low that I had to target, and price came and smashed right through it. Yeah, so guys, that was the trade. 405 pips. Initial entry, you would have risked about 10 pips. Then the confirmation entry, you only risking 6.2 pips, which is a risk reward of about 33%. Yeah, so this was the EURJPY trade. So till the next recap, meet.